What is up, all National Wrestling Shooters members and viewers? This is Scott Kisegiro, the owner and chairman of the National Wrestling Shooters, and today I'm going to give you my WrestleMania 22 review. And this is the first WrestleMania that I ever attended back at the Outstate Arena with my late friend Wayne and my late friend Chris and Jim Pat. I thought this was a really good WrestleMania. I really enjoyed the WrestleMania 22 experience. But anyway, I like them. And I like the matches. I thought they had really good matches, especially two matches which I thought were matches of the night. Which I thought were two matches of the night. But anyway, let's begin with the review, shall we? Here we go. WrestleMania 22. WrestleMania 22. At the beginning, they showed a whole shot of the crowd as they welcomed Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child to sing the America the Beautiful. She did a great job. I think she did a really great job, and I thought that was a really great way to start off WrestleMania 22. This is back in the Ruthless Aggression era by the way. Wait, Raw Tag titles. Big Show and Kane versus Carlito and Chris Masters. Carlito and Masters came up first individually. There's a ramp in the aisle for those wondering. Kane and Big Show come out together. The challengers are making their WrestleMania debuts. Masters and Kane start out with Masters getting his shoulder block. Then Kane hits a drop kick from another exchange. Change the drop kick. And then Show tags in a couple of times. Slammed by Show. Carlito gets tagged into a big pop. Surprising crowd starts a Carlito chant. Show never catches him on the top ropes. Then boots Masters on press slams on Masters. Then on Carlito out to the floor. Masters Kane comes up top of a. Hold on. Kane comes up top of a punch clothesline and both heels on the floor. Rep gets distracted. The show goes face first into the exposed turnbuckle, and then they nail him with a double flapjack, tagging the Masters. Okay, tagging the Masters, they go for a double suplex, but the show counters and suplexes both at once. Crowd is hot for everything, which is Kane in, back jump on Carlito, and slam Masters. He puts his Carlito down again, clothesline attack by Kane, but Masters has the Master lock in him. Show boots him in the face to break the crowd and then double knee backbreaker by Carlito on Kane. Show goes to chokeslam Carlito. Masters just takes out his knee. They double team Kane, whip in Kane big boots Masters and a bunch to Carlito. Masters hits Carlito after a jump off the top on Kane. Kane hits Carlito for chokeslam for a free count. Kane and Big Show. This is an okay match. I thought this was an okay match to start the show. Is pretty enjoyable. And next was the Money in the Bank match. Bobby Lashley versus Matt Hardy versus Finley versus Shelton Benjamin versus Robin Den versus Ric Flair. The match starts off a brawl in the center, and Lashley takes control. He focuses on Finley, and Ric Flair bringing both older men down. Shelton Benjamin, however, takes Lashley out with a hard kick to the face. Matt Hardy grabs a ladder from the outside. But RVD jumps out and attacks, and the ladder is set up inside the ring, and Shelton Benjamin uses the ladder as a springboard, flipping to four wrestlers standing on the outside. Finley sets the ladder up inside, but Ric Flair comes and knocks him down. He then climbs up, but Matt Hardy gets up the ladder and fights Flair on top. Flair gets injured and is carried back to the backstage area. Lashley gets atop the ladder, but he is pulled down by Finley. A huge boom as Flair is back. He comes running down the aisle and cleans house. Flair climbs the ladder, but Finley hits him with a foreign object. Down goes Flair. Finley tries to climb the ladder, but Lashley hits him with the Dominator. Lashley climbs the ladder, but RVD jumps up the turnbuckle of a chair and hits Lashley in mid-air for steel chair dropkick. Matt Hardy stands in the ladder corner, and Lashley with the leg drop. Matt climbs the ladder, but is caught by Finley. Hardy even hits the side back on top of the ladder. RVD climbs in the corner, and Finley with a 5-star frog splash from atop the ladder. RVD flies 30 feet above the ring. RVD sets up a ladder in the middle of the ring. He starts to climb it, and suddenly Benjamin comes out of nowhere and climbs the ladder too. Matt Hardy sets up another ladder next to them. Benjamin jumps the ladder and to the other fighter of Hardy. RVD pushes them down, and they go tumbling down from the ladder. Now ringside, RVD takes down the case and nabs the winner. I really thought this was an enjoyable match. I mean, I like this Money in the Bank match. I mean, a lot of good moves in this match, and Rob Van Dam, even though and I thought it was interesting that Rob Van Dam once. I thought this was a very, very interesting match. And then backstage, we get Mean Gene Okerlund is interviewed by a backstage, but is interrupted by Randy Orton. Orton says he can't believe Okerlund was inducted just for holding a microphone. Okerlund storms off. Orton then goes on to say that he's inducted into the Hall of Fame will be because of nights like this when he takes out Wade the charity case and couldn't go the paper champion. I thought it was a very good, interesting backstage segment. I always enjoy the WrestleMania moments in the backstage segments. I also enjoyed Batista walking behind Orton taps him on the shoulder. Batista then tells him not to forget his face if he wins this strap. And then we head out to ring to Howard Finkel. Fink says that Bret Hart was uncomfortable showing up for tonight's show, but he then introduces the 2006 Hall of Famers. They are Gene Okerlund, Sensational Sherry, Tony Atlas, Refrigerator Perry, the Blackjacks, and the late Eddie Guerrero. When Vicky comes out to the arena eruption for Eddie chants, Vicky is then seen congratulated by all the others inductees. Back at the time, Bret Hart was still having problems with WWE in 2016 due to the 1997 Montreal school job. I mean, Bret Hart, Vince McMahon, and Shawn Michaels ended up bearing the hatch in 2010. But yeah, a lot of fans were booing that Bret the Hitman Hart was not there for them. And to me, it was kind of disrespectful for Bret Hart to do back at the time. But that's just my opinion. And then we have the U.S. title match, the late Chris Benoit versus JBL. I thought this was a very good back and forth match. I really enjoyed this. I liked how JBL went for the close from hell, but Benoit counters and snaps in the crossface. JBL rolls over, now has Benoit pinned down for 1-2. JBL has the ropes free, winning new U.S. champion John Bradshaw later. I've always been a fan of the JBL heel character. I thought he was a great heel character. I like how he used dirty tactics to cheat. And yes, JBL was one of the longest reigning champions ever, from 2004 to 2005, and then after that, in 2006, he shortly won up the United States Championship. But yeah, JBL was getting the hell booed out of him in Chicago. The Chicago crowd really hated JBL. They completely and totally booed the holy hell out of him. So then, like this, and next up is the hardcore match between Mick Foley and Edge. Joey Styles is brought out to commentate for the match, and he says, "What a way to lose is WrestleMania Virginia by counting a hardcore match." Jim Ross will sit this one out. So the commentators for the Raw brand were Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler, and for the SmackDown brand they were Michael Cole and Taz. But yeah, but this is a good match. Hardcore title match: Mick Foley versus Edge. Edge comes out sporting a t-shirt and black jeans. Foley is out sporting a nice blue dress shirt and black sweats. The match starts up as the two go at it. Foley sets Edge up in the tree of woe. Foley lands a face bust on Edge. Edge is back up and goes to how on Foley. He's faced with a baking pan. Edge sets up the spear, and he delivers. But now Edge is on the floor. He is bleeding from the shoulder. Foley takes up the nice blue dress and shirt to reveal his wet and black plaid shirt with Cactus Jack t-shirt under. And it seems that Mick Foley has barbed wire wrapped around his body. But the Falls Count Any match, Mick is starting off as usual by being the first to bust open his opponent. Mick goes and finds his barbed wire bat under the ring. Lita jumps on Mick from behind. This is a new position for Lita, and Foley sends Lita into Edge. And they go tumbling outside. Edge counters charging Mick Foley and sends him to the steel steps back first. Edge again goes on down on the face of Mick Foley with that baking pan. Edge sets up a table right between the entrance aisle and the ring. Edge Edge places Foley on the table and Edge climbs the top turnbuckle, but Foley wisely rolls up. Edge followed by Foley on the aisle and slams his head first into the steel entrance ramp for the 2 count. Back in the ring, Edge is pouring liquid fluid on Mick, but Mick capitalizes it with a pile driver on a steel chair, which I thought was a really good spot. Foley gets a 2 count and goes for a chair. Lita gets in the ring and distracts Foley as Edge nails him for a chair from behind. Edge gets a 2 count and then goes for the barbed wire bat and busts Foley open with it. Edge heads outside the ring and eyeballs on the steel steps. He lifts the steps and reverses a case of weapons. Edge brings in a white sack into the ring and pours thumbtacks all over him. Edge goes to send Foley face first into the tags, but Foley reverses and hits a body suplex and into the flesh of Edge. Foley gets out Mr. Sacco and Webster, and Bob Bryan sits and gives Edge. Lita gets in the ring and gets a taste of barbed wire Sacco. Foley gets a hold of the barbed wire bat and takes it. Edge, who is bleeding from everywhere. Where Foley scrapes the bat right across the face of the R-rated superstar Edge. Foley takes the lighter fluid and is now pouring onto the table. Edge sets up early. Lita grabs the barbed wire but nails Foley on the knee, who is standing on the ring apron. Face the table. Lita lights the table on fire. The table is lit. Edge spears Foley through the ropes and they both go crashing into the firelit table. But Edge makes a cover. 1, 2, 3, Edge. Really good match. I thought this was an awesome match. I really enjoyed the match between Mick Foley and Edge. They really put on one hell of a hardcore match. One hell of a match. I think this match is really, really enjoyable. And then after the match, Edge and Mick Foley are both wearing Christmas masks. Foley is being assisted to as Edge stumbles backstage. Foley grins and calls backstage and fans chant his name. Like I said, I thought this was really, really well done. And then backstage, Booker is shown with Sharmell. She says she's scared and wonders why all the freaks are messing with him. The camera pans to show a pirate shadow fighting. We then see Ted DiBiase bouncing a ball with Eugene and screaming out every bounce. We then get to see Gene Snitsky licking Mae Young's feet. And we finally see Goldust dressed as Opalus. Goldust tells Booker that he should take those worms of Boogeyman, put them in this. And then he whispers something into the air Booker as he gets spooked and storms off. I thought that was kind of weird and funny. And then there was a handicap match, Booker T and Sharmell versus the Boogeyman. This is an okay match, and we're not gonna really talk about much except for Boogeyman turns around with a mouthful of worms and kisses Sharmell. Sharmell ran up like a crazy person after that worm kiss from Boogeyman. Booker tries to attack from behind. Boogeyman counters with a choking bomb. 1, 2, 3, win the Boogeyman. And this match was just alright. It wasn't anything special. It was just okay. And then we had a women's championship. Mickie James versus Trish Stratus. I thought this was a really good back and forth match. I thought this was really, really enjoyable. I liked everything about this match. I mean, back in the time in 2006, Trish Stratus and Mickie James were feuding, as Mickie James was stalking Trish Stratus at the time. She was a big fan of Trish Stratus at the time, and Trish Stratus finally got fed up with her. And then on Shotgun Saturday night in 2006, Mickie James turned heel on Trish Stratus and attacked her for not accepting the friendship and stuff. So yeah, I really like the feud between Trish Stratus and Mickie James and the storyline they had between him. And so what happens is Trish lands a haymaker on James. Back up though, James tries to execute the satisfaction, but it didn't work. The crowd chants, "You fucked up," and James hits a roundhouse kick, goes for a couple, 1, 2, 3, and new women's champion Mickie James. And what a way to build Mickie James up back in the time. That's when the WWE was using her the right way. But yeah, she was a great champion back in the day. And then Vince McMahon is shown with his wife Linda, son Shane, and daughter Steph. Asked the family if they saw HBK saying that he would need a prayer to win tonight. Vince asked if they ever saw him say a prayer, to which the family collectively says no. Vince says that he will lead the first ever McMahon family prayer. He tells everyone to get on their knees and tells Steph that I know you're pregnant, but you get down too, which I thought was a funny remark from him, and then he goes on to say, God, let's face it, I don't like you, and you don't like me. I defied every law you've made. And imagine a guy like me having Hercules like physique. Vince vouched to God that he would send Shawn Michaels to hell, and hallelujah. I thought that was fun. I thought that was hilarious. I mean, Vince McMahon back in the day when he was the Mr. McMahon character was crazy. The stuff that he would say, especially the episode where him and Shane went into church, and just the way Vince McMahon acted in church, I thought that was funny. And then there was another match. It was a cactus match, Undertaker versus Mark Henry. Again, another really enjoyable match. A lot of good wrestling moves in this match, a lot of high spots, and in the end, Taker flies over the ropes, over to the casket, and onto Mark Henry ringside. Back inside the ring, Undertaker lifts up Mark Henry for the tombstone pile driver, lands it, Taker goes to open the casket and rolls Mark Henry into it. The lid is closed, winner the Undertaker. And at 14-0, that's when back in the day, Undertaker was 14 and no, that was before the streak ended. So Undertaker was on quite a WrestleMania streak at the time. And then this is one of my favorite matches, Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon, which I thought this was good. I mean, Shawn Michaels comes out to a huge ovation, and Vince McMahon comes out to tons of boos. Vince walks over to a corner of him on muscle and fitness. HBK wasted no time getting to work. HBK attacks Vince outside. Vince tries to get away and mounts the announcer's table, but HBK follows. HBK takes the muscle and fitness cover, which is mounted in glass, and sends Vince's head through it. The Spirit Squad is here. They attack HBK. The fitness, they collectively throw HBK into the air and send him crashing down onto the canvas. One of the Spirit Squad guys mounts the rope and attempts a long leg, but HBK moves out of the way. Another member gets in the ring with the Esco megaphone. HBK snatches and goes to house and out of Spirit Squad members. HBK clears the ring and sends the last Spirit Squad guy up and over the top rope onto the others. Oh, by the way, Dolph Ziggler was a former member of the Spirit Squad. Then Vince sneaks up on HBK and catches him with a clothesline. Vince takes off his weightlifting belt and chokes HBK with it. Vince sends HBK into the ropes and clotheslines him with the belt. Vince taunts the crowd and stomps on his foot as he was tuning up sweet chin music. HBK catches his foot and nails Vince with some backhand chops. HBK gets the leather belt and whips Vince with it. HBK mounts the ropes and lands a huge elbow. HBK tunes up the band into the corner, but Shane McMahon is here. Shane hits HBK with a candlestick to the back of the head. Takes a pair of handcuffs, but now Vince McMahon is taking off his pants. Vince has his back turned to HBK and Shane. Shane loses grip of HBK, and Shawn Michaels sends Shane McMahon's face into Vince's ass. Now HBK has the handcuffs. HBK nails Vince. HBK now cuffs Shane to the ropes outside the ring. HBK takes the key to the cuffs and throws them into the audience. HBK now mocks Shane with a little Shane O'Mac strut, and then whips Shane with a candlestick. HBK nabs a chair from underneath the ring and nails Vince. HBK tunes up the band in the corner. HBK was up for sweet chin music, but he suddenly stops. Vince is in louder than that. He has no idea where he is. HBK grabs a lantern and sends Vince right into the top of Vince's head. HBK tunes up the band again. He goes for the kick, but stops again. HBK heads back up and grabs even more weapons. HBK grabs a steel garbage can and sends up Vince's forehead. HBK sets up a table now in the center of the ring. HBK mounts Vince on the table and hammers on him. Vince is laid out on the table, and HBK now climbs the 20-foot ladder, but HBK stops and climbs down. HBK throws the 20-foot ladder and goes to the outside and grabs a 30-foot ladder, 30 feet. HBK sets up the 30-foot ladder into the ring, and again HBK hammers away on Vince. HBK takes the garbage can and puts Vince in the can. Now Vince is in the can of the table. HBK on the ladder. HBK crotch chops Vince DX style. HBK launches 35 feet into the air, corners crashing down into Vince McMahon with an elbow. Shane calls for medical assistance. HBK fights off the medics. HBK looks at Shane, and Shane is begging for his father's life. HBK crotch chops Shane. HBK stands Vince up and tells him, "I want you to watch this, as I'm about to knock your teeth down your throat." HBK skips backwards and forwards, sweet chin music. Vince McMahon's Vince McMahon's show then has been stopped by the showstopper. 1, 2, 3, winner Shawn Michaels. Awesome back and forth match. I really enjoyed this match. I mean, this was a really great match. I mean, both Vince McMahon and HBK put on one hell of a match, and Vince McMahon showed a lot of nasty bumps. And I love the part where Shane McMahon got whipped with a candlestick, and where HBK made, and Shane McMahon then became an honorary member of the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club back at the time. But that was funny how Shawn Michaels attacked Shane McMahon as well, back when Shane McMahon was a heel. And then, Chain Cutters used to free Shane McMahon from the cuffs. Vince's rolled out of the ring and placed on a stretcher. As the medics carry Vince backstage, he flips the bird to HBK. Shawn Michaels just whooped the boss's ass. The crowd was the Heartbreaker celebrates in the middle of the ring. HBK walks up the ramp and sees his wife and gives her a huge kiss. HBK back up the ramp and out of glory. So this was a great match. I thought in the arena, we had shown multi-platinum artists, POD, performing with. Again, next match is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. I thought this was a really, really enjoyable match. I mean, Rey Mysterio Jr. was the 2006 Royal Rumble winner. I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed this match. So what happens is Angle has Rey up for the Angle Slam. Rey counters. Angle is sent tumbling outside of an arm toss from Rey. Drop kicks Orton, sets him up for the 619. Then Rey hits the 619. Rey mounts up the top rope, launches the West Coast pop on Orton. 1, 2, 1, then 2 and 3. 3 winner and new World Heavyweight Champion Rey Mysterio Jr. I love this match. This was a really good match. Both Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio Jr. put on one hell of a show. Rey celebrates in the middle of the ring. He walks up the ramp and meets Vicky Guerrero and Shava. They congratulate him. They show a banner hanging from above the ring and portrait of Eddie Guerrero smiling away. Like I said, really, really enjoyable. Randy Orton was definitely a really great heel back in the day. The stuff that he said back then, really, they had the perfect build up. I like how Rey Mysterio dedicated the match to Eddie. I think that was very moving and very wonderful of him, even though there were a lot of fans against it. Because a lot of fans were complaining at the time that they were using Eddie Guerrero's death as a storyline, but it did work for Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton, because Randy Orton was at his best heel back in 2006. And then we had a Playboy pillow fight, Candice Michelle versus Tori Wilson. I mean, this is an interesting match. It was kind of dumb at the time, but Tori Wilson won. But yeah, it was pretty dumb. And then the main event was Triple H versus John Cena. We cut to the Titans and we see Triple H skull and cross logo. We also had a new Triple H theme by Motorhead, Bow Down to the King. Triple H slides out in a phone of sorts. A huge metal phone sporting a crown with an independent symbol on it. He also sports a letter title with independent symbols on it, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought Triple H came out in a pretty cool entrance. And then next up is John Cena. I liked his entrance during someone where they showed the Chicago group. I thought Cena came in just as a gangster coming out, and when I thought Cena was a kid, and then he came out in a black trench coat. The coat opens revealing a Tommy gun. Cena shoots the gun in the air and heads to the ring. I like both John Cena and Triple H's entrance. And I thought John Cena versus Triple H was a really good match. There was a lot of crowds chanting "Fuck you, Cena" back at the time. That's back when the fans started hating Cena. But yeah, there was a lot of "Fuck you, Cena" chants at the time. I thought this is really good. I mean, this is a pretty long main event, but it was really good. Like both Triple H and John Cena had put on really good wrestling moves. John Cena and then in the end Triple H and then let's see what happens is Triple H drops down for one lifts Hunter arm again, and drops and drops down for 2. Hunter's arm is raised again, and it stays up, but Triple H is locked in. He can't break the hold. Triple H is screaming in the pain and already dying suspense. Triple H makes one last reach towards the ropes. Triple H taps out and wins, and still WWE Champion John Cena. So John Cena won the match with the STF, which at the time I was pissed because I wasn't a Cena hater at the time, but I was pissed that he would retain the championship because I wanted Triple H to win it. But it is what it is. But I thought it was a great WrestleMania. I would give this WrestleMania 22 a 9 out of 10. 2 thumbs up, way up, and A triple plus. Comment down below in the comment section. Tell me what you thought about WrestleMania 22. Oh, I might be coming back here to reveal WrestleMania 15 and WrestleMania 16, WrestleMania 2000 here. Yeah, I think I might be doing that because I would like to. So yeah, you might see me reveal WrestleMania 15 and WrestleMania 2000. But anyway, you know who to subscribe. You stay classy, live long, and prosper, and peace out.